the best ticket in town, visit TorontoRock.com.
Curtis Dixon was hunting.
That is a great
a break! Jesse Gamble skies! Jesse Gamble rolls the dice and pots it for Toronto's third of the night.
Great outlet by the Rock, and it all started with the save by Nick Rose. Curtis Dixon, one of the most athletic players in the league, dives from behind the net. Rose was in perfect position to stop that one. The Rock pick up the loose ball, off they go, and Jesse Gamble uses those wheels to head up the floor and pots one.
Last year, Steve and I called him the most underrated transition man in the game. People are quickly taking notice.
Jesse Gamble of the Toronto Rock. Tell me a little bit about where you grew up and where you played your minor lacrosse.
Yeah, so I grew up on a farm kind of in between Guelph and Orangeville. I grew up, went to high school and that in Guelph, so I played for the Guelph Regals in minor association until I played 1 year junior B there. And then I went to Orangeville.
So you go play for the Orangeville Northmen, Junior A, and obviously a rich history there. You win 2 Minto Cups. Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, so up to that point, lacrosse was a ton of fun, and that's more of kind of what it was. It was a fun thing to do in the summer, and when I went to Orangeville, I kind of got a much more of a respect for the game. I learned much more about it, the history, and how much people can love it. So it was kind of like a transition for me from maybe more of, just a game to more than a game.
Who had the biggest influence on your lacrosse career?
When you say that, there's 2 people that come to mind. John Lovell is kind of a friend of the family, and he was the one that told me to go to Orangeville. So I was playing in Guelph, and the competition maybe wasn't really there, and the coaching and that. So he was the one that initiated going to Orangeville, and then the other part of that equation was Matt Sawyer. So I met with Matt. He was coaching at the time, and he's the one that gave me a shot in Orangeville, and then he's the one that coached me, and John coached me. They've coached me for many years. So the combination of both those guys have taught me a lot.
And of course, they're both at the helm here with the Toronto Rock. What was it like being drafted to the Toronto Rock, and was it a dream come true for you?
The simple answer is yes. I grew up with my season tickets to the Rock. I came down to all the games. I knew all the players. Came early to watch warm-ups, kind of that thing. Like I loved watching the game. So it's a simple yes. Everyone could understand. It's you grew up watching, and then all of a sudden you're playing for them. I don't think it'll really sink in. Maybe I'm only in my 3rd year. I don't think maybe it'll sink in until I'm more of a veteran, or maybe even until I retire. But the wheels are starting to turn about how much of a great thing this is.
So take a step back a bit. You did play and go to school at Cornell University down in the States. Obviously a huge, prestigious school. What was that like going there?
It was a learning curve. There was a huge, steep learning curve. I had played some field lacrosse in Canada, which is completely different than kind of the game down there. It taught me more about character than maybe even the game of lacrosse. It was great. You had your stick in your hand every day. You were working out all the time, but teaching you things about punctuality and respect and how to handle hard circumstances and that kind of stuff. So I didn't play a lot, so it was kind of one of those more of a learning and kind of looking at yourself kind of experiences.
You do play a lot here with the Rock, and you're a big part of this team. What would it mean for you to win a Champions Cup here this year?
It would mean a lot to me because I've got such a respect for some of these guys on this team. I've gotten to know some of the guys over the years. Colin Doyle, played with them in the summer now too, and Josh Sanderson and Sam Chapman. Some of these guys where they have a few years left, but winning it with one of those guys, because I might not ever have a chance to play with them or make the playoffs or do that kind of, it would be amazing to win with those guys. So some of the most respected guys in the league. I think that would be something special to hoist it with those guys.
Thanks a lot for your time, Jesse.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me.